Today we are going to learn about a new PHP framework that would let you make a CRUD within 15 minutes. And in this video we are going to do exactly that. It's a very simple framework that comes with its own templating engine, many powerful features, and a complete ORM that you would be able to use to build your apps extremely fast. To begin, you need to ensure that you have both PHP and Composer installed. I have both, so I am ready to go. We are going to proceed to any folder. I am going to proceed to my projects folder, create a new folder, and I am going to name that php-crud. Let's open that folder, and from here I can type cmd directly in the URL to open it at this location. If you are on Linux, you might need to use the ls command to move to that folder. Here I am going to type a command composer create dash project bolt dash php slash bolt, and this is the name of the framework, Bolt PHP. And to create the project in the same folder, I am going to type dot and press enter, and it's automatically going to create the project for us. And now that the project is created, I am going to open VS Code. From there I'm going to go to file, open folder, and open folder here. Let's launch a server by writing php bolt serve. And now I can click to visit that. I'm going to copy and open it within the browser. And there we go, our framework is ready to go. I'm going to begin by creating a new model. So let's write PHP make model, and I'm going to name that model product. PHP bold make model product. There we go, product model is created. And within that product model, we need to declare all of our attributes. First of all, we have our ID, which is going to be a number, obviously, hash primary key here. Next, we have a title, which is going to be a string. And for this, I am going to specify the maximum length that this can have. And let's say between 3 and 255, and I am also going to make that required by using another attribute. Let's also add something like created at, which is going to be date time, created at, and then public date time dollar updated at. And lastly, I am going to add a file. And for the file, let's do uploaded file, not uploaded file, sorry. I am going to add image. And uploaded file is going to be the type of the attribute that we're creating. So public uploaded file, I'm going to name that image. Let's ensure that this is an image. And from here, I am also going to set its size to a maximum of 2 MB. And for 2 MB, I need to do 2 multiplied by 1024, which is exactly equal to 2 MB. And now that our model is complete, we are ready to start writing the migration to create its table in the database. So I'm going to write another command called php bolt make migration, and we're going to name the migration create underscore product underscore table. We have the migration created, create underscore product underscore table. And to write the migration, I'm going to use the db helper. So create table equals to db create table. The name of the table will be products. I'm going to write create table execute, and after the image we have our timestamps, which is created at and updated at dates. And here I am going to drop the table by using the DB helper again and then do drop table products. And there we go. And before I can actually run the migration, I have to go to .env and add the database details. I'm going to specify a new database here and I'm going to name that one php underscore crud or product underscore crud. I would have to go to phpMyAdmin and create the database. So let's go to localhost slash phpMyAdmin. And another thing that I need to do is that I need to move my port to 330. You wouldn't have to change that. I personally use port 330 for MySQL for secret reasons. And from here, I'm going to create a new database and name that one php products underscore crud. I can set the username password here for security if I need to. Now I'm not going to do that. And now we can run migration by using PHP Bolt migrate. It gives us an error that product underscore crud is not known. I actually made products underscore crud, so we need to migrate once more, and it's applied successfully. If I go back and replace this product underscore crud database, we can see the table is certificated. First table is the table that we just created. Migration table is created by the body script framework itself. And now, as you might have guessed already, we are going to run another command to make a controller. So PHP board make controller product, and we're going to use a flag called rest to automatically generate all the methods for CRUD. So by running that, our controller is generated, and let's go to the product controller, and all of our methods are created automatically. So let's begin here. And what I need to do is that I need to return my view here, return view with products, and I'm going to use product all here. This is a method provided by board which is going to fetch all the products so we can display those. And now I need to create my view. This is automatically going to render the index view within the product folder. So let's go to our resources. Within the resources views, I'm going to create a new folder, name that product, and I'm going to create index.html.php within that. The templating engine of this framework Blaze uses the html.php extension. Here I am going to use a layout which is going to be one already provided by the framework, that is layouts.app. As you can see, it's provided automatically by the framework. And then I'm going to specify a title here which is going to be all products. Next, I'm going to use the widgets provided by the framework to render a table. And if I expand this widget folder here, you can see all the widgets that are available already. So I am going to use tables.table widget, and we need a final th to render our actions. For now, I am going to leave that empty. And we also need to add the routes for this. So we are going to go to web.php, and here I can use this format to render our whole controller automatically. So I am going to do product here, not product slash products actually, then product controller, and I need to specify an array here, and within that array I am going to specify something called a resource, and this resource is going to control the names that will be assigned automatically to all the routes within this resource. So I am going to set this as product. Let's proceed back to product controller. We have already rendered our functions, our index, so we are going to serve it now and open that on localhost 8000 slash products, because we created a controller on slash products and we have our table. I can actually go to the PHP and add a product from there. For now, we are going to add a create new button within the app directly. And to do that, let's go back. Here I am going to use another widget that we have available called layout. I am going to define justify equals to end here. Within that, I am going to add a button, forms.button. Named to generate the URL to our create page. And this is simply product.create. Let's go back, refresh, and our button is ready. Next, we need to create the view for the product create page. So I'm back after a delay and it's time to make a create script. We are going to begin by creating a create view, and in order to do that, I'm going to create a new file here, name that create.html.php, and here I'm going to use some additional widgets. As I told you, you can see all the available widgets here, and we would be using the forms widget here. So let's begin by, first of all, I need to inherit the layout similar to how we inherited it in index.html.php. So I am going to provide a title of create product. Then I am going to create a form. So we need to create form.activeForm, and here we need to specify two properties. First of all, we need to specify a model, which is going to be the model that we are creating, and the second thing is going to be the action. And for the action, I'm just going to use app URL named products.store. And since we are specifying this as a PHP expression, I need to add this colon here as well. And now after doing that, I'm going to go to my controller, and within my controller, I need to go to create and simply do return view with product, and I can just do new product. Now I'm going to use a text field widget to create a text field. And if we go to the product model, you can see that we have the following attributes available. We're going to create fields for title, image, and we don't need fields for these two. So we just need two fields, one for title and one for image. Here I am going to do title, self-closing tag, and then here I am going to do file field, name equals to image, and again self-closing tag, go back, refresh, and this is going to create a form for us. But we still need a button to submit that, therefore I am going to do layout.flags, or maybe we can just directly do our button form.button save, and I am going to set the variant to primary. Say go back, we have a button and I'm going to create a new product. Let's name that test product. For the file, I can select any available image. I'm just going to go to gallery, select anything available. And now before I save, I need to implement the store method. So let's go back to the product controller, and implementing the store method is very easy. All I need to do is that I need to take product dollar product here. I am going to validate that product, validate dollar product save, return response, redirect slash products, and then here I am going to perform. If the product isn't valid, we are going to do return view with product dollar product, and this takes care of showing any errors on validating the product for us. So if I click save, and at the moment I want to display the image itself, not URL, so I'm going to go back, remove that, and from here I'm going to add href. With href we are going to add that, and then we can just close the image. Let's back, refresh, and an image will be displayed here in a moment. Let's also give it some height and width. So I'm going to go back here, height equals to, for example, 50, width equals to 50 also, save, go back, and our image still doesn't appear. I guess this happens to be a blank image, but this is the pattern that we could use to display an image. So let's move on. We are going to create a edit page now. So we have already added an empty th here, below which I am going to add my edit actions. For that we need to use some raw tail. We just need to copy the code from here and we are going to paste it here. Now this, let's copy it again. I'm just going to copy it manually, paste that here. Still no. There we go. Let's refresh once more, and our buttons are shown now, but we don't need those buttons. We need an edit button and a delete button. So I'm going to add the edit button here, remove this one, and add the delete button here. Let's go back, refresh, and now we are going to give the, let's work on the edit button next. So for this I'm going to make it an a tag. We are going to give it an href, and for the href I am going to do app URL named. So if I refresh and hover over that, a URL is generated. Similarly, I can go back here. I'm going to add a, and for delete we have to do a bit more work, but the framework provides built-in components to perform that. So I'm going to do product.delete, refresh. We don't have destroy. So let's go back, let's make that destroy, refresh, and we have a delete button, but we have to make one more change. I'm going to add data dash method equals to delete, and this is going to automatically change the method of a URL of our button to delete. We don't need to write custom JavaScript here. So we are ready. Let's begin by writing the edit code. I'm going to go back to the product controller, and we don't need to write the show code here. So let's skip that. I'm going to do product dollar product, and we can just copy paste the code for the create here. It's as simple as that. In fact, we can also copy paste the code for create in here. So create.html.php, and I'm just going to do edit.html.php, and we can just copy paste all the code here. And the only change I need to make is I'm going to make that edit product. We are going to leave that as before. Here I'm going to, as you can see, we have store for creating a new product, and in order to update an existing product we are going to use the update method. So I need to make that update comma, and then I'm going to specify dollar product as the second parameter. It's as simple as that. So let's go back, refresh. I'm going to edit my product. And if we go back, we can note that we have specified new product here instead of dollar product. So I'm going to specify dollar product, refresh. This loads the edit product page. I'm going to modify that by adding test product 2, and before we can save, we need to complete our update code. So I'm going to specify product dollar product here, and the remaining code is almost same as create. We also need to fill our product before we save it. So I'm going to do fill, and we can simply pass request post and request files. This is important because otherwise our image will not be attached if updated. At this time our title is updated successfully. Lastly, we need to complete our delete. So I'm going to go back here. We have already specified product.destroy here. So all I need to do is we can directly take dollar $product here, and I'm going to do dollar $product delete. And now I'm going to redirect back to, there we go, refresh. I'm going to add a new product. Let's name that, I'm going to go back to picture. Let's select this one as product, save. We have a task product, and I'm going to delete that by clicking here. And it's deleted automatically. The framework is going to attach the delete method automatically, and we would be able to delete without writing any JavaScript. So this is it. It took a lot more than 15 minutes because I was explaining the entire project. This is one of my pet projects. I have been working on it for quite a while and it has been evolving. So I will be looking for your feedback and your criticism to make it better.